Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down some NBA player props that I like on Prizepicks for today's slate on Monday, May the 26th, Memorial Day, so happy Memorial Day to everyone celebrating. We do have Game 4 of the Western Conference Finals on Monday night, and I do have two player props that I like from this game that we're going to break down and discuss in this video. Making this video on Sunday afternoon, so doing it the day before. Got some early plays I like, and like I said, guys, we're going to break these down, share why I like them. Now, before we do get started, make sure you guys hit that like button down below if you enjoy these Prizepicks videos. Make sure to hit that subscribe button as well. And if you guys are new to the channel, and if you are new to Prizepicks, if you don't have a Prizepicks account, go sign up. Use that promo code NOAH when you do sign up for Prizepicks with my promo code and place your first $5 lineup. You're going to get $50 in promo funds instantly added to your account. So check out Prizepicks if you guys have not yet. And then I do also want to give a quick shout out to Sleeper, because we do have a partnership with Sleeper as well. You guys can go sign up for Sleeper. Use promo code NOAH over there. And when you'll get your first deposit matched up to $100. So whatever you put in, Sleeper will match that up to $100. You put in 50, they'll give you an additional 50 to play with. You put in 100, they'll give you an additional 100 to play with. It's up to you on how much you want to deposit, but just know your first deposit is matched up to $100 when you sign up with code NOAH. And if you guys don't know what Sleeper is, they're a DFS pick'em app. They're very similar to Prizepicks. They're very similar to all the other DFS pick'em apps that you see around the industry. You pick more or less on player projections. You build out your lineup. You can do up to an 8-pick lineup on Sleeper. You can mix and match sports, so you can do like multi-sport entries, and you can win up to 100x your money. So go check them out, guys. Download the Sleeper app, and again, use that promo code NOAH if you have not signed up for Sleeper yet. But before we do talk through our plays for Monday here, I do want to recap our plays from our last video, which was on Saturday. I did not do a video for Sunday for the Knicks and Pacers game, but we did a video Saturday for Game 3 of Minnesota OKC. Give out two plays that day. We went 1-1 on our two plays. We hit our combo prop of Naz Reid and Jalen Williams over 3.5 3-pointers made, but unfortunately we missed on Chet Holmgren over 4.5 2-pointers made, which, I mean, that play didn't really stand a chance, because if you look at the score of the game on Saturday, it was a huge blowout. OKC lost by like 40. Chet Holmgren played 20 minutes, didn't play at all in the fourth quarter, barely played in the third quarter. That prop just had no chance with OKC getting blown out like that on Saturday. It's going to be hard to hit overs in a game when a team loses by 40, especially when you're betting overs on the team that lost by 40. Sometimes you can still hit overs when the team that won by 40, if you bet props on Minnesota, those probably still could have hit if you took some overs, but it's hard to hit overs on a team that loses by 40 points. And obviously that Chet Holmgren over didn't really stand a chance. I think he had 2 in the first half, and then he didn't get it. I want to say he had two pointers in the first half, didn't get any in the second half. I might be wrong there, but it was a huge blowout Saturday, kind of tough, but we'll move on here to Monday, guys. I got two props for Monday, and let's break these down. So the first prop that I like Monday is going to be a fantasy score prop. So on Prizepicks, you can do fantasy score, which is a stat type that I use heavily. It's a stat type that I've been betting on Prizepicks really ever since I started playing Prizepicks like 5 years ago. Fantasy score was what I dabbled in the most. I come from a daily fantasy background. I've been playing daily fantasy for 10 years now, so I know kind of what goes into making fantasy point projections. I don't do my own projections, but I do know kind of how to come up with a projection. And there's always going to be edge with fantasy score props, because these are props that Prizepicks has to come up with themselves, and they can't copy lines directly from a sports book. So the fantasy score prop that I do like for Monday is going to be Jalen Williams, and we're going to take Jalen Williams for more than 39.5 fantasy score. So if you look in this series, Jalen Williams has been pretty good. He went over this line in both games 1 and 2 of this series. Obviously went under last game, but pretty much everyone on OKC went under their props last game, because like I said, the team, OKC lost by 40. None of the starters played in the fourth quarter. Like, nobody from OKC went over their lines last game. So we kind of have to throw that one out. I mean, last game was just a complete outlier. You can't expect OKC to go out there and lose by 40 again. I mean, this is one of the best teams in the league, if not the best team in the league. I think last game was kind of a fluke, if anything. We have seen a lot of like random blowouts, where teams go out there and win by like 30, 35. I don't know why, but there's been a lot of like big time blowouts this postseason. But last game was definitely an outlier, and it's not something that you can project to happen again. I mean, you look at the spread in this game. I think the spread in this game is like 2 or 3 points. So it's expected to be a competitive game. And if this game is competitive, we know we're probably getting 36, 37, 38 minutes from Jalen Williams. Now, so far in this series, we've really only seen one competitive game, and that was game 2. And even that game was still a 15-point game. But if you look at game 1, OKC won big. OKC won by like 26. And then game 2 was relatively competitive. OKC still won that game by 15. But it was still like, it was competitive enough to where starters played full minutes. And then last game, obviously, OKC lost by like 40-something. The game wasn't competitive at all. But in their two, decently competitive games, Jalen Williams has played, he played 39 minutes in game 2, only played 33 minutes in game 1, lost minutes for blowout, only played 25 minutes last game, which is the fewest minutes he's played all postseason. We got to expect Jalen Williams to get back to playing his normal, 36, 37, 38 minutes here. And when we get 36 minutes or more from Jalen Williams, I would bet on him going over 39.5 fantasy score more times than not. I mean, this is a player that has shown an ability to be really productive when he does get minutes. In the regular season, Jalen Williams averaged 1.24 fantasy points per minute. So he was a guy that was typically able to give you well over a fantasy point per minute when he was on the floor. And then so far in the playoffs, he's still been pretty productive, 1.15 fantasy points per minute. And so far in the playoffs, he's gone over this line in 8 out of 14 games. And if you look at the games where he went under, like a bunch of the games he went under, he just didn't play full minutes. There was a game he went under, only played 25 minutes, which was last game. There was a game he went under, only played 33 minutes. There was a game he went under where he only played 26 minutes. So, like, a bunch of the games where he's gone under this line have been games where his minutes weren't quite full. I think we can expect, this game to be competitive. Definitely should be more competitive than last game was. And if we're going to get like 36, 37, 38 minutes from Jalen Williams, I like our chances of him going over this fantasy score line. He's been good in the playoffs so far. He's one of these players that can do everything when he's on the floor. And when you're talking about fantasy score, it's super valuable to get guys that can, not only score, but get rebounds, get assists, get steals, get blocks, and Jalen Williams can do all that. And if you look how fantasy points are calculated, you can see blocks and steals. Those are really important because you get 3 points for blocks and steals. And Jalen Williams, he's a big steals and blocks guy. Like, I think it was game 2 of this series, game 1 of this series, he had 5 steals in game 1. Obviously, 5 steals is an outlier. That's not something you can expect to happen every game. But he has that in his bag where he can go out there and get a bunch of steals and a bunch of blocks, and those really add up for fantasy score. So I do like this play on Jalen Williams, more than 39.5 fantasy score. That's going to be our first prop for today. And then the other prop that I like is going to be another combo prop. Been really liking the combo props on Prizepicks, especially because with Prizepicks, typically if you're taking 2 props from one game, you have to take a prop from each side. So like you have to take an OKC player, you have to take a Minnesota player. Well, with the combo prop, it counts as both teams. So you can take like a combo prop and then take whatever prop you want with that. You just can't take if you're taking a combo prop on Naz Reid and Lou Dort, you can't take another prop on those guys, but you can take any other prop from any team in that game or any player in that game besides those 2. So it just kind of gives you a little bit more options with how you kind of can build out your lineups. And the combo prop that I do like for this game is going to be Naz Reid and Lou Dort. We're going to take them to combine for more than 3.5 3-pointers made. So if you look at sportsbook odds right now, both these guys are pretty heavily favored to go over 1.5 threes made. So both these guys are pretty heavily favored to make 2 threes. On DraftKings, I think Lou Dort's like minus 135, minus 140 to make 2 threes, and Naz Reid's like minus 160 to make 2 threes. And if you look on Prizepicks, both of them have a 1.5 3-pointers made line, and they're both goblins, which means they're more likely to happen. That doesn't mean it's absolutely guaranteed that they're going to make 2 threes, but when they're goblins, that just means it's more likely to happen. Obviously, Prizepicks knows that it's more likely to happen, so that's why you get a reduced payout if you take these props. But I like taking the combo prop here for these 2 guys, and I think more times than not, these 2 guys probably make 2 threes each. If not, maybe one of them makes 3, maybe one of them makes 1. Maybe one of them makes 4. It's all obviously there's a lot of ways that you can cash this this combo prop. But if we look at Naz Reid, he's been in a big shooting slump. Prior to last game, he had been shooting the ball terribly from 3. In game 1 of this series, he shot 0 for 7 from 3. In game 2, he shot 0 for 5. Last game, only played 19 minutes because obviously the game was not competitive at all. I think Naz Reid also got into some foul trouble last game. He shot 2 for 3 from 3, so he's much more efficient. Obviously, small volume there. Like he only took three shots, but he did go 2 for 3 from 3 last game, which was good to see. And Naz Reid's a player that has historically played better at home. He's historically shot the ball better at home. And we see this happen a lot with role players. There's a lot of role players who just do better at home, and Naz Reid's one of them. You look at his splits like at home during the regular season and on the road. I think he averaged like 3 more points per game at home. And I want to say he shot the ball better from 3 as well at home. And so far in the playoffs, if you look at his home games, he has shot 2 for 5, 2 for 4, 3 for 7, 3 for 8, 0 for 2, and then 2 for 3 in their home games. So he's made at least 2 threes in all but one home game this postseason. When Naz Reid's on the floor, he's out there to shoot threes. He's a guy that can space the floor. He can provide three-point shooting. We did see OKC play a little bit more Rudy Gobert last game than they have been, but I'm not convinced they're going to do that again just because we've seen so many times, especially if I said OKC, Minnesota. We did see Minnesota play Rudy Gobert a little bit more last game, but I'm not convinced they continue to do that because when Minnesota gets behind, when they're playing from behind, they like to lean more into Naz Reid and his three-point shooting and his ability to provide offense, whereas obviously Gobert, not quite the same in terms of an offensive threat. Obviously Gobert, great defensively, but in terms of an offensive threat, he doesn't provide a ton of offense. So if this game's even remotely competitive, or if maybe Minnesota's playing from behind, there are plenty of paths to Naz Reid getting more minutes, especially if maybe if OKC gets out to an early lead, like there's possibility that Gobert's minutes get cut down. We've seen Gobert's minutes be down in this series. He did get more minutes last game, but I think that was just because Minnesota was playing so well. They had a big lead. But I wouldn't be surprised if you see more minutes for Naz Reid here. Obviously, Naz Reid only played 19 minutes last game, but that was just kind of a fluke. Huge blowout. Also got into some foul trouble. I like him for 2 threes, which again, that's a goblin on Prizepicks. I wouldn't take the goblin honestly, but I think he does have a pretty good chance of making 2 threes here. And then Lou Dort, Lou Dort is not a guy that he's not a guy that provides a ton of offense, but when he's on the floor, he's going to shoot threes because that's really all that he does on the offensive end. He doesn't really drive to the basket at all. He's just going to kind of stand in the corner, and when he's open, he'll take threes. If you look last game, Lou Dort only shot the ball 4 times, but all 4 of his shot attempts were threes. In game 2 of this series, Dort shot the ball 9 times. 7 of his 9 shot attempts were threes. In game 1 of this series, he shot the ball 4 times. 3 of his 4 shot attempts were threes. So he's out there to shoot threes. He's not the most efficient three-point shooter, and I want to say in the playoffs so far, he's been shooting the ball really poorly from 3 compared to how he shot the ball from 3 in the regular season. But he's a guy that's probably going to take 5-6 threes most games. I want to say in the playoffs, he's averaging I think he's averaging 6 3-point attempts per game. You give me 6 3-point attempts from Lou Dort, I think he probably makes a couple. He probably makes 2 or 3. And if I'm really betting on both of these guys making 2 threes each. But obviously, there's plenty of routes that they can still hit this combo prop without both hitting 2 threes. Maybe Naz hits 3, Lou Dort hits 1. Maybe Naz gets really hot, hits 4, and maybe Dort doesn't hit any. Or maybe it's the other way around. Maybe Dort comes out hot from 3 and goes 4 for 5 or something, and hits all 4. But I do like both these guys to combine for more than 3.5 3-pointers made. That's going to be our second prop for today. So we've got 2 props here for this Game 4 of the Western Conference Finals on Monday night, Memorial Day. Again, guys, hope you all have a good Memorial Day. If you're celebrating, enjoy the day. I'm sure most of you guys probably have the day off of work, so enjoy the day off of work, and hopefully we get a good game tonight. I'm excited to watch this game. I've been excited to watch a lot of these playoff games, but some of these playoff games have definitely not been quite as exciting as we would hope, but hopefully we do get a good game on Monday night. And again, guys, appreciate you watching these Prizepicks videos. As always, make sure you hit that like button down below before you do get out of here. Hit that subscribe button as well. And go sign up for Prizepicks. If you're not using Prizepicks yet, sign up. Use that promo code NOAH when you guys do sign up for Prizepicks with my promo code and place your first $5 lineup. You're going to get $50 instantly added to your account. Check out Prizepicks if you have not yet. But good luck, guys. Let's win some money tonight, and I'll see you guys in the next video.